We're almost there, full house. Almost there. The time is 4:05. Very nice. Harshal sir, Trupti ma'am, can we start off with the session?
Yes, please.
Yes, because we are almost full house, so we can start off this session.
Yes, we are full of sir. I'm stopping.
Okay,
We can go ahead.
great.
Welcome and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Harshal Atnikar, and I am Assistant Professor at the Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Hotel and Tourism Management Studies. Today's topic for a webinar is a food style. Well, we all remember one line: the first impression is the last impression, right? So, the food styling is what assures that the first impression of your food on your target audience is always the best and the most beautiful. I would like to welcome our presenter for today's webinar, Chef Trupti Kaletarkar, a good friend and a batchmate of mine. The founder of Trupti Food Styling, she started her career by assisting senior food stylist Chef Nitin Tandon. She also worked in the Taj Mahal Palace and the Tower. She also worked as a chef research and food stylist with the famous celebrity chef Sanju Kapoor. Currently, she is working as a freelancer food stylist and also associated with the brands like Visa, Samsung, Gits, Act 2, Rambandhu Masala, and the list goes on. Now, further with ado, I request Chef Trupti to take over the webinar from here.
Thank you so much, Harshal, for the humble words. Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. I'm actually overwhelmed to see the response. It's really, I've been loved. Thank you everyone for joining in once again. And I think so. Before any further delay, let's just start. Shall we start, Aditya?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yeah. Would you start the PPT slide?
Yes, yes.
So we're looking forward, Trupti, all the best.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
just to share a little with all our participants, we had great time having mock sessions with Trupti, and we have learned a lot about food styling from her. She's a very dedicated, she's very dedicated whatever she does. Even the poster which was designed by Trupti for the particular webinar. The
Thank you
write-up
so
also, she put in a lot of effort to give us the write-up for this particular webinar, and we have got a very big overwhelming response. I think all the credit goes to this beautiful lady there,
Thank you
Trupti
so much,
Kaletarkar. All the
Aniket.
best. All the
Thank
best.
you.
All the best.
Yes, thank you so much. So before we begin, I'm going to take you all through my little journey, my little story, how food styling, has become a part of me and just synced inside me totally now. And so it happened, back then when I was in the college, one of the students of the third year hotel management, absolutely confused with lot of dilemmas of what to do, what not to do, what's next. At that time, we used to have this project called R&D, research and development. And I was not sure at that time, what am I supposed to do? And I stumbled upon this word called food styling. And that point, it was a very small article and I kind of got hooked up on it. That word kept on rolling in my mind throughout. And I decided then why not explore food styling? But at that time, the internet access was definitely limited, So, and the information available was definitely too less as compared to what we have today. So with that little info, I created this, my project, R&D project. However, my curiosity did not end and I wanted to explore further. So coming over of my dilemmas and confusions, telling myself it's okay, I can do it. And this is a small message to everybody, you know, just have faith in yourself and whatever that you do, because the minute you have faith in yourself, the world is going to trust you. So start believing in yourself and you're right there. So that's how I started a little bit of food styling. I really got wonderful opportunities to work with amazing people, hands-on people who've been my constant motivation and inspiration, like Chef Hemant Oberoi, Taj Mahal Palace and Towers, Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, and Chef Nitin Tandon. They've been constantly motivating me. I call them my gurus, and I'm kind of available for them anytime. So that's the whole thing about me. So coming to food styling, to me, food styling is any kind of food, just simply anything, making it look absolutely gorgeous. You know, that's my job. But the catch here is I make the food look gorgeous to the camera. Now, the camera plays an absolute important role here. So that's about food styling. I'm going to take you through a couple of pictures. And so this whole webinar is going to be a lot of stories, all right? So there are these too many stories happening today. Just, I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope this kind of helps you. Aditi, can you play the next slide, please? And the next one after this. All right, so let's have a look at this slide. If you'll see, there are these beautiful pictures here. So there's a one slide where you see this girl, there's a splash of milk here. Okay, so now just a little more about how this happens, what is involved here. So, you know, a lot of us are now unknown to this term called food styling because the boon of internet in a way. But earlier, you know, 10 years back, when somebody used to ask me, my mom, she has to introduce somebody to me. And then, you know, others used to be like, oh, my daughter's engineer, doctor. I used to be like, so my mom used to be like, she's food stylist. And it used to take nothing less than 10 minutes. And sometimes even those 10 minutes were not enough to tell who am I, what a food stylist is supposed to be. So fortunately, it's not that bad right now. I think all of us kind of know it a little bit. Let's get more into it. So like I said, each picture has a story. So if you see this girl, beautiful girl out there with that milk splash, so milk, we're all aware of milk. If you really see to the naked eyes, milk will not be all that white, and you know, it won't have that real texture, though it's very nutrient. But when it comes to pictures, we really have to cheat a little bit to get the right picture. Now what happens is, there are a lot of people involved, they're involved into this, you know, the whole output that comes out. I'm really blessed, you know, that I get to work with variety of you know, creative people, damn good creative people. So this most important, there are a couple of like 3 most important people into creating a good picture. So one is a creative designer who kind of creates, you know, he has a vision of what he wants to see. Then comes me, who puts it into reality. And there's another important person who plays a role called a photographer, who puts his experience, puts his all efforts to get this into real. And then we have an image like this. And like you see, now these are multiple images. You see that milk splash here. It is not just one picture, you know, milk is gone and the picture's out. No, it doesn't work that way. So there are about, you know, not less than 20 frames here, and then the whole picture comes in together. You know, you multiply, we keep trying for hours and hours, and then you're able to get a picture like that. And Aditya, can we move on to the next slide? I just want to take them to another little story here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so this little beauty sitting over there, burger, I think so. We all kind of drool over it, and with the kind of current pandemic, it's getting really difficult. Don't worry. So, so now this picture, what happens behind it? There's a design that comes to me, okay, saying that we want to create something like this, you know, we want. Now, as you see here, the picture, there's a reason behind each picture, all right? There has to be some reason. Now, the hero here is not the burger, not the fries, but rather the mayonnaise and the ketchup. So the idea here, it's very important for all of us to understand, whoever is into this, who's the hero, you know, the hero So it is important that Shah Rukh Khan gets his own importance. You know, we are not supposed to upset Shah Rukh Khan or not supposed to upset Katrina. They are supposed to get their own very own importance. So that's how the hero here is mayonnaise. And I feel the minute you look at the picture, if you notice the sauce, then you're won. Half the battle is won there. So what happens is, to get that one plate right here, I have to have a lot of props. Now, props play a very important role here. I'm going to show you a couple here. You know, like I have a huge collection of all these little beauties. So there's one step here, you know, like props. There are going to be multiple props that at times I actually get them done. So this used to be a stone. This was a stone which I actually got it done for one of my shoot, and it was not like an overnight thing. It took days and days to get the right shape and size and everything. Aditya, have you missed out on the slide?
No. I'll just start. You were not visible when the screen was getting shown.
Okay, sure. You can see me now? Do you see me now?
Yeah. You can continue.
Okay, so like I said, there's one important aspect of food styling is props. Very important aspect, you know, at times. So we actually get a lot of times we source them from multiple places. You know, there's a lot of hard work involved even there to get the right prop, because until you have the right prop, your food is not going to stand out. And I was supposed to talk about even the food plating, you know, I don't know, but a couple of us here, I think so, are hotel management students who, you know, aspiring chefs, you know, multiple times we have this tread test happening in the hotels, and you know, at times when we have guests over, most of the times you're panicked on the presentation bit. So, you know, I personally feel whenever you're cooking something, before even you start cooking, you should know how you're going to present it. And it's not rocket science. You just have to be, it's the whole idea is to please your own self. So if you're able to please your own self, your work is done there. You know how we, again, like how we make the naivedyas for our gods. And, you know, whenever we present our naivedyas, it's always very beautiful, always very nice. We all have these experiences that, you know, we share with each other. I ate over there in the langar and the food was so ultimate. You know why? Because these people really put their heart and soul out there, and then they're so confident. It's an offering that they kind of make it. So when you make your work an offering to the god, it just turns out to be beautiful. It's a very small input, but I kind of, you know, always apply it to myself. And so there I again come back to the props. So the props play a very important role. Like I said, a lot of times we get this done, you know, these props from multiple places. And so gradually you have your own collection. You source them from different places. I'm just going to show you a few here. So there are a lot of them, and you get them in different colors. Why I'm specifically showing white today? You know, white is the safest. Any kind of food is going to stand out really well on white. So, you know, you can just, any food you put up, you understand the proportion, you put your food on the white and it is going to look nice. Towards end, I'm going to give you a little few pro tips, you know, going to share a few tips, and I'm going to actually, I want all of you to put that little effort in picture and probably tag me after those tips, and we'll see how it helps all of us. Okay, Aditya, can you take me to the slides once again?
It's on. Yeah, it's on.
So this burger bun that you see here, no, to the burger again. Can we go back to the burger? So to get the burger bun right, most of the times we'll see in the picture, the bun is like perfectly perfect. Then what you see, you know, Aditya, to the burger only, to the burger, back to the burger. Back. One more. All right. So you really have to have 20 or sometimes even 50 of those, you know, because what happens when you go to cut it, when you're going to kind of use it, you sometimes feel, no, it's almost like casting an actress, you know. You have at least 5 options, you give auditions for all of them, and, you know, one of them is going to click for you. So that's how it starts. The beauty sits over there and you treat it like, you give it like ultimate importance. Each of the thing, if you see in the picture, everything is treated, pampered rather, I would say. We literally pamper it. We make sure we don't really even, we deal very, very carefully here. We also start, there's another thing I like to mention. Whenever we start a picture, me and the photographer and the entire team, what we do now, we always start with a dummy kind of a thing, because the minute the real food is going to go in front of the camera, a lot of times it's going to die. It's food after all, you know. Like earlier back then, a lot of fake food used to be used, but today the trend has changed. We use a lot of real food, you know, that makes a lot of difference to the picture. It brings in the lot of life. It makes it look a lot more real and tempting, that you really feel hungry despite, you know, even if you're like belly full, you still want to eat it. So it gets a lot of life to the picture. So even if you see the little lettuce here, to get that one lettuce right, you have to have multiple options. So the point here is your sourcing becomes really, really important. You can't really sit at home and I say, okay, I'll order it on, you know, Nature's Basket online. No, you really have to get in the market, get your feet dirty, get your hands dirty, select each tomato that you see over there, and, you know, then place it over there. Coming to the tomatoes here, that's another trick. I'm spilling a little, you know, I'm trying to kind of spill a little here. So these tomatoes also, it's not all the time you're going to see these tomatoes red and absolutely red and juicy. There comes these small little lipsticks all ladies out there use, you know, to make them nice and red. We apply it in a way that they really look, okay, you can see this, these hacks. This is another hack that, you know, the tomatoes or strawberries are made nice and red and so juicy that they look out there. Then comes the leaf, you know, you see how sourcing the tomatoes with the leaf is almost not possible. You get them at times, but then again, there's a small little trick, which I think, so let's talk about it later. We'll move on to the next slide. But there is a little trick to that as well. We'll gradually come to that. Yeah, can we move on to the next slide? Yes, and also if you see these swirls in the earlier picture or over here, these also take hours and hours to get, yeah, these swirls on the sauce. These drools here, you can see on the sauce, like I said, that's the hero. So obviously that has to shine in. So these are like, this is like the real hero kind of a thing. So we make sure that comes right with the, we all are, some of us are like slightly scared of this. Can you see this, Aditya? Yeah. This little syringe here, you can see. Yeah, so, you know, this does the job of getting that little sauce drooling on that burger and making us all drool for it. Yeah, Aditya, to the slide again. And the tomatoes, again, like this is another very, very important thing. The tomatoes here, the leaves that you see are sometimes we remove them from the flowers and stick over there. And then they tend to look, you know, as if they own it. So that's the little tricks about this picture. We are moving on to another picture, Aditya. Aditya? Yeah. Now this is another type of picture here. We're just going to talk about a certain pictures. Now this is packaging. The earlier one which we saw were more for the packaging, the bottle, the product was already in the market. Now that was more for, you know, showing how the product can be used. So understand the aspect. The earlier picture talked about how the product, we try to communicate to the customers out there, you know, how can you use this product? So that's how differently different pictures are created. Now, if you see this Farix picture here, this obviously the picture that you see on the packet has been done by me, as well as these little beauties that we click separately and then we put them again to it. So again, the swirl, the size of the bowl, the props, like I said, plays like a very, very important role, because, you know, that then has to fit into this design. So here the design of the packet itself plays a very, very important role to for the picture to fit in, and the pictures created to kind of enhance the design that and make sure that, you know, each of your ingredient is placed very carefully. I'm going to show you another beautiful tool here. Aditya, can you see me? So this is again one of the very important tools that I use, one of my favorites. Now these are tweezers, a set of tweezers. I'm going to show you one. This is my favorite again. So this little thing helps me remove those little sesame seeds or remove those tiny bits without disturbing the picture. These play real importance, in terms of food styling. Even these little makeup sponges. Now you're saying why she's talking about makeup, in the entire food styling project, in the food styling webinar, because these little hacks really play a very important role. When you want to stack your burgers, you cut them in your sandwiches, you really use them so well, and that's how your burger and your sandwiches stand out there. They sit there and, they sit there for hours. The trick is we want to make them to sit there for hours until the photographer gets it right. So yeah, Aditya, I'm done there. Can we go back to the slide? Now again, like I said, I'm constantly been talking about props because they're really important to even sometimes we have. For example, you see this, okay, white. Supposedly this prop that I've used here, the red color bowl, was actually white because we were not getting the right size and shape. We had to color it at the time of the shoot. So it's not just about the food, it's lot more than that, the hard work, the effort that gets into getting a right picture, which goes which kind of goes on for hours, and the kind of people involved here. It's not me. I always give, it's a teamwork. Again, I feel any work is a teamwork, So again, I'm going to Aditya, can we move on to the next slide? Can we move on to the next slide, please, Aditya? My favorite subject, ice cream. It's the most difficult, I can say, a lot more difficult or rather challenging, very challenging. Again, this beauty takes a lot of your time. Again, in ice creams, you have variety. You have your scoops out there. I think so. Some of us will know that, a lot of cheating that gets in to get those scoops right. I personally like to work with natural ice creams because they really get that life out there. However, I think I'm good at doing a lot of fake ice cream also because it gives equally good result. Now, this you see is not real. This is one of my secrets here. This is not ice cream. It is something else, another product which is a lookalike of ice cream, which again takes some time to get the right, kind of a wall. This was for quality walls, for which whom I constantly keep working. To mention a few things, the way here the sauce is coming out, I'm going to show you another very important tool here, Aditya. I want to show one tool. So this is a squeezy bottle all of us are well aware of. This again, I make sure this is always handy with me. This kind of comes super handy. And this is one, and then you cut it however, and you get your kind of, your rules of the sauces right. I'm not, we are going to have some more workshops coming in where, we'll give in detailed information on certain skills further. But I think so we'll move on to the slide at the moment. So like I said, I like to work with the natural ice creams because it really comes out natural. And so, but yes, it takes lot of time. Fake ice cream works equally good. There are more hacks. There's another hack which I'm going to quickly tell you. So, all of us drink hot water. Now what happens is the minute this sauce goes on this beauty, when it, in the grooves, it sets over there. It's a tendency of the chocolate. It won't really keep, it starts setting after it sits on a product. So to make them get them more light, I use another product here. Aditya, I want to again show a tool. So we all of us know this is a little straw here. I hope this tip is really going to help you out there. Whenever you shoot your chocolates, you shoot anything with the chocolate or anything, when you want that, little action to the to your picture, and you want that chocolate to shine up, what you do is you take a little bit of hot water. This was cold. This was only because my throat was drying. But you generally take a sip of hot water, and then you further blow it with the straw on your chocolate. Now that helps you for your chocolate to give that melty effect and brings the life in the picture. I feel this one is the hero more than me. For this particular picture, I give the credit to this little straw here. Aditya, moving on to the slide, please. Yeah. So this is about, we are going to take the Q&As towards the end. If at all I'm missing on something, I'll definitely answer them to them. Can we move on to the next slide? All right, another favorite, at least of mine, and I'm sure a lot of us also, a pizza. Pizza. So don't look at it as a pizza thing. Think of any hot food. So here in the picture, at least I think all of us will agree to me that it doesn't look cold to me. So the idea, I think, so my job comes in picture when the food looks hot, it looks not cold and not stale, you know. So what happens and what so this again, it's a big process involved here. When you see the cheese melty and not really, you know, kind of dried and been sitting there for long, despite the this pizza was sitting there for about 4 hours, you know, for us to get the picture right. So that's about the hot food. Another very important hack here I'm going to share, though smoking is absolutely injurious, disclaimer before I even kind of mention it, but a lot of times when we want to make the food look hot, not in this picture of course, but I've used that trick. We used we actually people the people who smoke do the job for me. They smoke it up. I request somebody to kind of smoke, and then again with this beauty, the straw that which I shared with you all, with the straw we blow it up on the food. There are other hacks also, but this is one of the handy, and it gives you that steamy effect, you know, which kind of makes it look, adds on a little life to it. Like I said, there are multiple tricks. These are one of the tricks I'm kind of sharing with you, you know. And every time now, even in this pizza, everything that you see is well arranged with that little help of that tweezer. Sometimes, and we keep clicking pictures, we keep kind of you know, evaluating them. Every time we feel okay, there's something missing. Okay, I feel, oh no, I want to see a little bit of more green there. I want to see a little bit of yellow there, or the green is becoming too much. So we keep balancing the picture every time with multiple clicks until we get the right picture. We keep balancing the picture. Another important aspect of food styling I want to mention here is the background, you know, on which your food is coming on which your plate is going to rest on. So here that you see, there's a black little slate kind of a plate, but apart from that, there's one background, you know. A lot of times we create a lot of backgrounds. Apart from that, there are a lot of papers that we use. You can see, Aditya, I want to show something. A mundane jute bag like this does the magic. A lot of times it looks beautiful when some food comes on it. Or I would say, you know, I'm just showing you a couple of them. Mats like this, you know, depending upon the requirement. Of course, not all the food would need or call for the mats or the tissues, you know, or some posters or doilies like this. I hope they are visible, you know. A lot of times I prefer a lot of white, but yes, you can use colors. Sometimes when your food needs that colors, when your food doesn't have too many colors, you know, you push it in a little bit of colors into the food. There are not many mats, so these are really important. So for this is another pro tip for a lot of Instagrammers out there. Whenever, or bloggers, whenever you all are going and, you know, you want to kind of go and click a picture in the restaurant, I feel you need 3-4 things. Carry few good plates with you, carry a couple of mats with you, and I think you're sorted, and a couple of tools. I think the food you go get out there. So you always know what you're going to shoot, so make sure you're carrying a right crockery, a right mat to go along with it. Yeah, and you're there. Your picture is going to turn out really, really beautiful. Another tip for pictures to click really nice is, I prefer sometimes, you know, when I experiment my pictures without a photographer, I like my pictures in the natural light, because I feel, you know, the lights at home kind of spoil the picture. So a lot of us try, and we kind of miss out on something. Why the photographer? When a photographer clicks a picture, it turns out to be so beautiful. And when we do it at home, it kind of not gives us that right effect which we look for. It's sometimes because of the light that we use it at home. So I prefer, you know, you have these windows and the balconies at home. I would not suggest the direct light, because that kind of is very harsh. So use your window. Sometimes if you feel, you know, the picture is coming out too bright and it's kind of exposing or opening up too much, then, you know, basic things like, you know, you get these black boards, the black cardboards in the hardware store. anywhere actually, or any kind of stationery store, just keep them handy with you. And sometimes you want to also, sometimes you want a little bit of more light on your food. So what will you do is, you have a thermocol piece handy. What happens with the thermocol, the light source falls on a thermocol and it reflects on your food. So these are all kind of learning and experimenting. These are all your experiments. So through each and every day you have your experiments. Keep practicing these things, and they're going to teach you itself, that is going to teach you a lot of stuff. You're going to self learn. So I've been self learning every single day. So every time I go for my assignments, after the end of the day, I always kind of note down, oh, today this was something that I actually learned out of my own self. So it's a whole learning process. The more you do, the more you're going to learn. The more you're going to learn out of your own self. Keep experimenting. That's going to keep you on your toes. Be on your toes. Anything that you make it at home could be just your basic dal chawal, just your roti sabzi. Make it look beautiful. The challenge is when you know dal chawal is too basic, how to make it look beautiful. That's when accept the challenge, make it beautiful. And let's see. And then you see the difference. Obviously, so pasta, pizza, a lot of other food which already has colors in it, it's definitely beautiful. You can make it beautiful even easily. But challenge yourself when you think certain food is not so appealing. So there, when I feel you have to challenge and make it look good by using a right garnish. And so try doing that. Do experiment that at home with your basic phones, not a problem. With these little hacks of using natural lights at your window, with using this diffuser like a cardboard, black cardboard, or even a thermocol to kind of have some more light on it, with the help of your props and the right food. Try experimenting that, and I think so you'll be on it. Okay, Aditya, we'll move on to the next slide, please. Can we move on now? Yeah. The drinks, all right. Again, my favorite. Now, this I had done for a resto in Juhu. So now another aspect of food styling. So I think we're very much there. I think I've been conveying to you which all areas, like in a restaurant, we shoot for restaurants, we shoot for menus, we work for TVCs, the print, the editorials, I mean the magazines, etc. Now this was for one of the restaurants. So now you see in this picture, the restaurant, which you cannot really make out, but there's something happening in the depth, and the glass is in the foreground. Now the eyes here, go back, Aditya, go back. The glass that you see here, the eyes is real, but I'm going to show you something again here, Aditya, to me again. So I'm going to show you this. So if you notice, this eyes, it's a acrylic eyes, which looks more than real when it comes to the image, because using fake real eyes just doesn't help a lot of times. I'm going to show you this. I hope this is seen. Aditya, is this seen? Very much seen in the frame?
Yes, yes, very
Okay,
well.
I'm going to pour in a little liquid here to, make it look more, to make it visible. I don't know, we are all virtually meeting here, so I don't know if I'm able to convey this, but that's how the fake eyes kind of is seen, in the drinks. That's how we use the fake eyes. And also the colors come very handy. So I have like multiples of them. They not only come handy for your drinks, for all possible foods, because every time you're doing an Indian gravy and you're like, okay, this I want it towards the red, or I want it towards brown, or I want it towards yellow. So these I call them blessings. They come there. I'm actually blessed with all these colors. So I have like multiple shades of them. I can show you. This is just one box. I have many of these. So, when you're clicking something, when you're trying to create something as a picture, when nobody's going to consume it, definitely you can use it. But again, coming to very, very important point here, when I shoot for commercials or TVCs, then I avoid using this. And when I know the actors are going to consume it, or any child who's going to consume it, I make sure I don't really use it. And for their consumption, we separately cook and give them. And for the shoot, we separately cook. So there are two ways we cook it. One for your consumption, which is absolutely safe to consume and absolutely edible. But the ones which we create for the picture is definitely not edible. Another important thing for okay. So a lot of times you want to see now the glass here. I'm going to show you the difference here. There's ice, but then still there's something missing in it because there's no, despite of the ice being there, it is not looking cold. You know, it is not really looking cold. So to make it look cold, not to feel cold, but to give your eyes the feeling of this being really, really cold, I'm going to show you another hack. Now, all of us know what this is. Again, I keep it very, very handy all the time. Like I mentioned, for the hot food, we do hacks like, you know, the smoke or the fumes or your incense sticks. For cold stuff, this is one of the tricks. Again, one of the tricks I'm going to show you. So you take like a, you know, very little amount of this Vaseline jelly. You apply it, like you make sure you give a like a very, very thin layer, absolutely thin layer. Another most important tool I know, but I find them really, really important, tissue papers. You can't go on a shoot without a tissue paper, with lots and lots of tissue paper. They also come handy when you want all your food to float. Apart from everything else that I use, I sometimes use even this for all my vegetables and all my food to come onto the gravy and for the picture to be visible. You know, I want my, if I'm doing a soup, I want all vegetables. If I'm calling it a vegetable soup, I want those vegetables to be seen, and they all get seen because of this. We find it very mundane, but trust me, this is absolutely useful. Tissue papers, I don't go without them anywhere. They are like my partner. So this thin layer of Vaseline here, and I have a lot of spray bottles actually. But this is one of my favorites, so I'm using it forever. So I'm going to spray it over here. Can you see, Aditya? Can you see this?
Yes, very well, ma'am.
Yeah. So do you see this glass? Is it even seen? Okay, I'm going to show you this side.
Yes.
Or rather, there's another glass that I have. So this, you can see the difference. And now you can see this. Do you see that little frost? Again, we are virtually connected. I'm not really able to show you this, but this is the way how you create your frost. So creating frost is again easy. You can simply spray your water and create the frost. Why the jelly? Why Vaseline is a question. Because only your Vaseline is going to help you to retain these droplets for a longer time. For the which will allow the photographer to have his time and take a couple of clicks. You know, so this is again one of the important hacks. Again, this is done very, very carefully. A lot of time your drink is already there. You don't want to disturb your drink. That's again, you know, your tissue paper, these papers come really, really handy when you kind of hold them, you tape them, and then you spray it so that not entire glass should get frosty. Because ultimately, you know, when you put the ice, if you've noticed, only the portion where your ice is there, that portion will start frosting. So, you know, why there's come another point which I like to mention, why you should know the science of food. If all of us here, whoever is interested, let me tell you, it's very important for all of us to have a basics clear. I don't mean that you have to have like huge degrees in your hand. Yeah, that will definitely help you climb the stairs. But if not, you can at least have the knowledge of food. It's very important. You know, it's very important to know how food reacts with each other. If I'm putting hot oil on the food, how it is going to react. If I'm going to put hot oil on the on my sashimi, or how it is going to react. It is going to look different. Rather, when I'm going to put my tadka in the hot oil, you know, there are two different processes. So it is very important for all of us to understand the science of food. It's an experimental science, absolutely like yoga. You know, yoga is an experimental science. You only you know, get the results, you only experience it when you kind of do it, you perform it. Similarly, food styling is nothing less than yoga. It's like it's an experimental science. So you keep on practicing it, you keep on doing it. I'm going to show you one more here. I have this crushed ice here. I don't know if it is visible or no. I'm trying. Aditya, can you see?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, so this is another form of ice that all of us have. Just very quickly, I'm going to show you so that it gets more visible to you. So that's how, you know, these colors, these eyes, they come and they be there. They do not melt, allowing the photographer to have the beautiful click. This is very basic that we're doing at the moment, and it's very quick. However, it's not so quick. It takes ages, and we got to do with ultimate care without even disturbing the photographer's camera. So there, again, we all are very careful when we're shooting, you know, when the camera is, I don't know if there are a couple of photographers here, but we really make sure the camera, the tripod is not moving at all. None of my assistants and my team has been warned that we're not supposed to go near. We got to be absolutely careful. The only time I lose my temper is when somebody touches the camera, because for the photographer the camera is very important. It's almost like God, you know, for them. So they do care a lot for their cameras, and apart from that, if your camera is going to even move a bit here and there, it's going to spoil your composition, it's going to spoil your frame. So it's going to create a lot more work. So so if at all it just shakes and anything goes wrong, you have to repeat the entire process all over again. So that's another very important thing, to be very careful with your cameras. There's one more. Now that we're talking about drinks, there's one more thing that I'm showing you. We as stylists, we use a lot of these beauties again. A lot of times, not all your vegetables and your fruits are available in the market. So then when these kind of things come handy, you get strawberries, you get cherries, you can source them, you can buy them. They come for various prices. But you see, I don't know if all of you all agree to this, but when they fall onto the picture, they really look very real. Nobody can say they're not real. And then you place them differently. They might just, you know, fall on your drink. They might come somewhere here. I don't know, I'm helping you. This is helping you or not right now. But I'm trying my bit to show you. So that's about the drink. Aditya, to the slide. Also your mint and all of these lemons. So these again, whenever I start shoot, or even if you're at home, or even if you're going for a trade test, you know, another pro tip, much before you start shooting, much before you start cooking, much before you're throwing the party, put your lemon, put your coriander, put all your greens in the cold water. Let them sit there for hours. It's going to do the magic to them. They're going to be all fresh and crisp and party ready. And they're going to look beautiful out there on your dish, and they're going to give you that pretty look, you know, just like the way you all get ready. And it adds on a lot to your dishes. Aditya, moving on to the next, please. Now I'm taking you all to another aspect of food styling, the TVCs. There are too many. I've selected these two I really wanted to show. One is, now this one which I'm going to show you is absolutely food based. Can we play this, Aditya? This one I've done for Nature's Basket. Since we're talking about the commercials, TVs, and so there are a lot of aspects to even TVs. And now the ones which we've seen just now is called as a stop motion film, you know. So there are these, just to give a little, you know, knowledge on this, stop motion is when you click multiple pictures. I don't know if, okay, so back then, at least in my childhood, we used to have these little diaries, small little diaries. When you used to flip them, they used to create like one story, a boy holding mama's hand. I don't know if all of us can relate. Can some of you give a thumbs up? So yes, this is almost like that little story that used to happen, you know, when we used to turn the pages, and finally the boy used to be with his family, the family used to get completed. So this like little science goes behind this. So when multiple frames have been clicked and then forms a story like this. I really, this film is very close to my heart because I find the food really happy and dancing, and I enjoy the fact that I could create something which is so happy. And I feel it's really nice. Now again, to do stop motion, or there's another factor, another film called as High Speed. So most of us have seen when, you know, there's a lot of food which is tomatoes bouncing over the water, or they're you know, they're coming in a swirl, they're going the whirlpools, the milk whirlpools, or the chocolate splashes, or your cornflakes, you know, getting into the milk, you know, those eye-catchy kind of effects that you see, that happens when you do high speed shoots. Okay, now all of these demand different cameras, different for your still shoots there are the best cameras. For your high speed, you need the compatible cameras, you know, to when you see that everything, the food splashing and food hitting, and you know, the food is dancing, and God knows what all is happening. Even if the corn, you will see the corn sliding and flying, the pomegranate is opening. So all that happens, the fire and all of that, that happens when you use a high speed camera. And you similarly use you know, compatible lightings also. It doesn't it won't work with your regular lighting and regular camera. So at times when I'm shooting like this, I make sure I'm completely covered, because these lights are so harsh, they can end up burning you a lot. It's even harsh than your sunlight, you know, so they're really harsh. So like we talked about stop motion, the one which you all seen just now. Here another hack here, what comes is handy is, you know, so when you start shooting, you keep certain points to keep in your mind. You make sure you use such foods which are not going to die soon. Like you can't really use your greens, because your greens tend to die faster. So if you noticed in the previous the film that I've shown you, the products that we've used are those which can stay there for long. So this was like one full night shoot that we had done. So the food sat there for hours and hours, and every time. So you move a little bit, you saw that fan, you saw that balloon. I don't know if you noticed it, but there was these fruit roundels kept over there, and there were these strings, and you know, those balloons were kind of trying to fly. This could only, so this was each frame. Every time I moved that a little roundel of that orange or that tangerine, and we clicked one frame. Again, I moved little another frame. So they are like, to get that one shot, probably maybe 200, 300 frames to get that one movement, you know, tuck, tuck, tuck. So yeah, that's how the stop motion works. Again, I'm moving on to another deviation to this. I'm really loving this. Love in one of my tools. I did not talk about it, and I can't kind of show disrespect to this. My ultimate. I have many of these knives. Now my job, without this, I'm nobody. Whatever that I own, I kind of offer it to this. This is my God. Whatever work I do, at the end of the day, I offer it to this, and I get empty. I make sure everything is given, and I go empty-handed home with the satisfaction that I've done a good job. That's it. I offer everything to this, and I'm very kind of, you know, very sensitive about this. I make sure nobody touches this on the shoot. It's an instruction given to my assistant that nobody can fiddle with my knives. Because without them, I cannot really work. And I have multiple of them. I have too many of them in various sizes. They're really sharp. So everybody's very careful about with it, because without them you can't really shape up my food, and you know, you can't really have the right cut, the right size of the food, and the fine cut, rather I would call it fine cut, you know. So I used to work with this Japanese restaurant in the Taj. Okay, I was the part of the pre-opening team of Wasabi. If anybody knows here, for them who are not aware of what is Wasabi, so Taj brought Japanese food, introduced Japanese food to India by launching Wasabi. Wasabi is a specialty restaurant in the Taj. So that was I think my second job. That was my venture when I decided I wanted to learn more about food. And I was very fortunate to work with these master chefs and these iron chefs. You know, we have these iron men. Milind Soman we know is an iron man. We in the F&B industry, the food and beverage industry, we also have iron chefs. You know, they go through multiple challenges, and that's how they earn this tag or earn this name called it is nothing less than Padma Shri, I feel, because me being a food and beverage, I'm very proud of all my chefs, and I really kind of respect them. So it is nothing less than Padma Shri to me. So it is like Iron Man is a big name. So this Iron Chef called Chef Morimoto, at that time, I think around 15 years back. So I've seen this amazing thing, the way they respect their knives. Every time, no matter what time in the morning, always early, they'll enter much before the time. They respect their time a lot. There's a stone, sharpening stone. Every time they'll enter, they'll make sure they'll spend good 15 minutes only to sharpen their knives, just to sharpen their knives, and then their day starts. It's like how, we'll join our hands in front of a god. It's like joining hands to their knives. And I've kind of, absorbed it from them. I make sure I equally respect this, like just like my God. This is another God to me. So they kind of sharpen it for good 15 minutes, and then they'll start their day. Post that, no matter what time the day ends, maybe like 1 o'clock in the night after all the guests are left, then again sit with their start, sharpening. The biggest chef, they will not, allow even the junior chefs to do this. Okay, do it for me. No, they will do it all by themselves. That is that one thing that they'll follow. Rest all the work they'll probably delegate, but this work they'll never delegate. They'll make sure that their chefs are they themselves do it, and at the end of the day, again, they've sharpened it. However, again in the morning, they'll sharpen it, and only then they'll start working. That's how, you've seen their sashimis and the fine cuts that they give to their fishes. If most of us have seen here by any chance, if not, just, you can Google it. And they're really, really good in kind of having those very, 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 very fine slices out of the fish, even, that only happens with that effort that they put in on the knives. Yeah, I got deviated. This is like my favorite subject. I'm so sorry. Moving on to styling. We'll move to the next slide, Aditya. Now, before we even start the next slide, that's another kind of a TVC I've done. So advantage, I'm talking about benefit here. A lot of times, Aditya, not this, we're going to start the next slide. So a lot of times we get to meet all our favorite celebrities here. A lot of times. So I've been fortunate to work with a lot of celebrities. One of them is this handsome hunk coming in here in the next slide, Aditya. Yeah, we can play this.
इस बार जब सटके हुए सितारे परोसेंगे मैड मनोरंजन, तो सब करना पड़ेगा दन 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 दन, क्योंकि 4 हफ्तों में आएगी फिनाले की बारी। लेकिन सीजन का स्वाद जनहित में फिर भी रहेगा जारी। हम पका रहे खिचड़ी और सितारे फैलाएंगे रायता रायता रायता। Vivo V17 Pro presents Big Boss First Day First Show 29 सितंबर रविवार रात 9 बजे। This season is मेरा and fully तेरा।
Yeah. So this was a promo shoot done for Big Boss. Again, to understand, now hero here is Salman Khan. Now food is just, supporting actor here. My food is supporting actor here. So obviously Salman Khan here has been given the ultimate importance. So that's a benefit that I get to meet a lot of celebrities, and they get really pally with you because you're equally important. It's not that you're not important, you're equally important, because they're going to deal with that food. They want that food to really look nice, because ultimately, now I'm not seen into the film, no, though everything I am done, but I'm not seen. आपको सबको यही लगता है that Salman Khan has done all the job. Technically, me and my team has done it. So they really treat us well, and they really get pally with you. You've seen that effects. Can we, Aditya, again go? Actually, that's okay. We've seen that fire happening. So there are a lot of effects that we give actually. And it's quite fun. We do it with all the precautions. Literally, you have those fire extinguishers when you're doing it, because, the challenges are always there. You can end up with I have ended up with a lot of situations, when I'm trying to do something and there's some fire is caught. So all the time, things have been taken care of. There are fire extinguishers. Fortunately, nothing worse has happened till now, but you go through a lot of challenges also. Now, this was one of the kind of TVCs. There are a lot that I've done. I have it on my website if at all somebody wants to see more, and also my Insta handle. So that was all about your TVCs and, all about your prints. Moving on now, I would just like to mention a couple of things. Like I've earlier also mentioned, but again, into creating these beautiful things, a lot of people involved: creative designers, advertisement agencies, production houses, photographers, your DOPs, your lot of people, the whole crew. Everybody puts in too much efforts to get the right output out, you know. So that's how people involved here. Now we're moving on to another slide, Aditya. Yeah, like I mentioned, the people involved, I'm telling this because just in case some of you are looking forward to do this, you all must know whom all you're going to encounter with. And these are all talented people, equally talented people. With I have tremendous respect for all of them that I have worked with. We're moving to another slide, Aditya. Yeah, this also, I think so. Yeah, I also end up working with a lot of chefs, entrepreneurs, you know, chefs who are starting their new ventures, or for their cookbooks. I've created a lot of cookbooks. In this sense, I have created pictures for a lot of cookbooks. Again, the minute your aspect changes, now when I'm talking about cookbooks, so the idea of the way you create your pictures changes. The idea, the treatment that each the cookbook will require will change my idea, my way of looking at food, you know. So every time the aspect will decide, the design and the purpose will decide its aspect of requirement needed into which requires to go into creating that particular picture. Production houses, advertising agencies, creative, I think I mentioned all of them. Can we move on, Aditya? Yeah, again, area of work, you know, we work for packagings. I'll just give small examples. There's a lot of the market is full of RTC and RTE. For the people who do not know it, RTC is ready to cook, RTE is ready to eat. So it's so full of it, and every day there's another brand which is launched. Apart from these big names like Gates and Suhana and many more, you know. Apart from these, there's a lot of people are coming with their organic brands. Now this comes with different treatment. So this when it comes to packaging, I think this is the most challenging. When your each mustard, your each cumin that you're going to put there, going to sit there forever until they change the packaging. So maximum time consumption, you know, I take maximum time to create this packaging picture. Sometimes even 3 images a day, or sometimes even 4 images, and sometimes even 1 or 2. You know, until you get the right result, because these images are going to be there forever. It's unlike your TVC, when you don't really notice your food as much. It just comes and vanishes within seconds. So the impact is not as much. It just comes and goes. But the packet can be in your hand. You can constantly look at the cap, constantly. We as customers, many times, even me, you know, I go to any store. The first thing which catches my eye is how the product is looking. What am I seeing? There are many aspects to it. When I design something, when I create something for packaging, I make sure my purpose is solved. My hero is presented well. If I'm talking about, if I'm selling something, if I'm doing something like Matar Paneer, so I make sure the gravy is looking correct. It is not looking very stale, or it's not looking too thick or thin. It's not runny. I make sure, you know, a lot of times they'll be just selling the gravies and not the vegetables. And I make sure we also convey to the customers that what can you put into the gravies. Then comes your you know, vegetables, and you give them ideas that you can also do this with it. And how beautifully can you present it. So all that really counts here. What kind of prop you're using, because too flashy, too jazzy prop, if you're going to use it, too much of color, that may take the importance away from the food. So to make sure you're giving ultimate importance to the food here. So the food here is of ultimate importance. That's your Salman Khan here. To keep that in mind. Moving on to editorials, you have seen magazines like Femina and stuff. I used to earlier work for also the magazines. When you see those beauties, now the treatment here differs absolutely. It's absolutely different. When you will see some food, there's few things behind in blur depending on the topic. Unlike the packaging, when you see everything crisp and clean, whereas for the magazines you want to see something blur, you know, you want to see some story rolling around, you want to create a mood. So they're more like mood pictures. They're called as mood pictures. We create a mood. For example, I'm doing something for Diwali, so I'll throw in some lights, fairy lights. I'll throw in some diyas, you know, that creates a mood. I'll make sure I'm using a different background, you know, something like a little bit traditional. I'll try to put in these kind of little details to show more of Diwali, to those fairy lights that will bring in the effect, you know. So you kind of create a mood, and those kind of work for editorials. Coming to the television, we just saw one stop motion one. We did not see high speed, but all of us can relate. If I'm saying, if we have seen tomatoes falling into the water and dancing, and the food, the masalas kind of, you know, getting blasted into the air, all that is called high speed. Like I said, you need those compatible cameras and experience. Yes, big experience that is required here again. One very small little hack I'm going to mention here. If at all some of you want to shoot the cereals, you know, cornflakes, instead of using milk, you know, you can actually use your Fevicol. That's what I do. You use Fevicol, you use colors. Until then, if you're going to use real milk, everything is going to sink in. Only your Fevicol, only your color is going to let the food, you know, stand there, float there, and it looks beautiful. You have to adjust the consistency. That's about it. Yeah. So those little small pro tips I'm giving you, if at all you want to do it, you want to click something for yourself and want to create your own portfolio, you can try and do that. You can try with Fevicol, because that really comes out nice and white, unlike even whiter than milk. Milk is milky, you know, and unlike the color. Okay, moving to the hotels and restaurants, I also do for, like, we've seen a pizza that I'd done for one of the menus for one of the prestigious restaurants in Bombay. So sometimes they want their ambience also. Sometimes people say, no, we just want to see food. So again, food remains your hero. I only concentrate on food. When sometimes they say, no, we want to see a little bit of restaurant also. So then when you see a lot of ambience also, you create a mood, you create a feel as if you're sitting in the restaurant. So you know, that little bit of lighting, the chairs happening, or little more extra plates, one more extra plate presented over there, that creates a feel, the mood for that particular picture. Social media, yes, we create a lot of, we all know, I don't have to mention it to anybody. We all are meeting here virtually today. We all are together despite of not stepping out of our houses, and being in the houses, we're together. We're able to talk. I'm able to convey. I'm trying and, you know, trying and sharing a little bit of my knowledge with you. So it's all because of social media. I do create a lot of material for digital videos. They are just there, like more than the TVCs and all. Digital market is taking over. You see those small videos. I can give you the example, the Tasty Treat and I'm not able to recollect really, but there are a lot of videos. Those keep floating on Insta and FB. Though they come really handy for social media. So the aspect there is, you know, there you can be really, you have the liberty. You take your liberty to create those kind of videos or pictures. As you know, that much liberty you can't really take for your packaging. Coming to the cookbooks again, the e-books or the paperback. Just now we discussed the packaging. So yes, there's another. Yes, coming to the tools, I think I've shared most of my tools with you all. My favorite, there's a lot more. I have this very big, you know, toolbox here. I have too many of them. This is just a picture, but I think I've shown them. Okay. Something really, Aditya, can you please put me on again? 1 second. Okay. Aditya, can you put me on? Can you see me? Okay. This is called as Blue Tack. Now, this was my discovery a couple of years ago. And I used to wonder how things float and stick over there and they just don't move. So this little blue thing comes very handy. Now you stretch it and you stretch it and you stretch it. Okay, and you need a very little of it. And now suppose I want my cherry to sit here and then not move forever, you know. You see, it's going to do the magic. So my very important and very favorite kind of tool is this Blue Tack. You see even the bowl. And the best thing is this does not harm my plate. And there's no rocket science. There's no effort that I need to do. It gives me a clean plate back. So it is that beautiful and handy. So, you know, you really need to have this with you. This is very important. Yes, Aditya, moving on. I think so we are nearly I don't know if there's anything that I've really skipped on. I've tried spilling everything, I guess. Yeah. Moving, I think we have almost finished. Okay, so the last thing, if at all, so any one of you have an inclination or have a creative eye or have a creative hand, there is no shortcut. Experience, hard work, put your hands out there. Internet is there, the knowledge is there, information is there. You read it, but until you dirty your hands, until you put your hands out there, trust me, you're not going to gain all the knowledge. So get there, get your experience. You know, I would say worship it. If you want to really be there, want to get there, start worshiping your work. It's really important. Be loyal to work. Be loyal to whatever that you do. Don't treat anything, too less or too big. No, treat everything equally. Any assignment, any work that you get to the smallest, treat it like your God, and you're going to be there. Have patience. Have faith in yourself. This is another time. Second time I'm mentioning this. It's very important because today so much that we're getting to hear. Unfortunately, in the pandemic, not just the pandemic, but the situation today. We're seeing depression hitting everywhere. So this is my humble. It is not really connected to the webinar, but just I really think so. It's so important for all of us to start believing in us, because until you believe in yourself fully, nobody else is going to believe in you. Whatever work that you do, start believing in yourself. Tell yourself. Wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I'm going to have a beautiful day and I'm going to do my best today. I'm going to put my best foot forward, and trust me, you will see the result. You will see the result. I know one small example. We go to the hotels, in the restaurant, and we eat. A lot of times when the plate comes in front of us, we're already happy. We eat with the eyes and we're like, oh my God, this is going to be really, this looks yum. That's our reaction, yum. Oh my God, this ice cream, this brownies, wow, yum. And half the time we're happy inside. So the minute you're happy inside, your food is going to be tasty. So remember, I don't know if there are chefs out here, make your food with a lot of happiness. Put your happiness out there, and your food is definitely going to be tasty. And training, yes, you can train yourself. You can assist the food stylist. Prove yourself. Earn your assistantship. I would say earn your assistantship. And we don't have really courses available in India. I'm planning to come up with a few workshops, hopefully very, very soon. Where we'll get into the details of each subject, and there maybe you'll learn more. But to my reference, we don't really have any such courses available in India. Hopefully soon we will. Abroad, even if they're just for like 2 and 3 days. So the key to it is like keep working, learn with your little experiences. That's from me, I guess. Yeah, I think I spoke enough. I hope I did not, it was helpful.
Yes, you spoke for a complete 1 hour, 60 minutes. Actually,
oh my God.
You held...
I hope everybody's okay. You guys still there and not sleeping?
Nobody is sleeping.
Actually, I hope not.
You kept them, engaged to whatever you said. Actually, there was a lot of spiritual talk along with food styling. And
sorry about that. I think so.
And your beautiful face, obviously, I think the men here out there will agree with me that.
Thank you. I take it as a compliment.
And actually, there were some questions which I would like to put forward to you by Swati.
All right.
What is the use of glycerin in food photography? That is what question.
It comes very, very handy. I have it right here actually.
Yes.
See this, it's always there with me. Like I said, there's a toolkit is long, right? I mean, I can talk for we can do one workshop only on toolkit.
So glycerin is put in the eyes, right?
Yeah, for the celebrities to cry. And yeah, sometimes if it's a good act for men out there, sometimes if you want to cry, then go for it.
Okay,
so you saw this little spray that Swati I sprayed on this glass. So the glycerin, when I mix my glycerin with little bit of water, it gets a body, and which helps the droplets to be there. The droplets start having a body, because just the water is going to just, go flat very, very soon. And also a lot of times to thicken your drinks, it really comes very handy. It's very, very important. Please keep it with you always. It is going to be very useful.
The second question is from Mr. Saurabh. He talks about what about the cameras, GoPro or what cameras would you suggest if you would like to enter into food photography?
Yes. So, see, my knowledge on food camera is not very, it's like huge, but little that I know, when you want to begin, please don't put into don't put in too much money onto your camera. Always start with basic. You can just have any of your Canon or Nikon, any basic camera. Start with basic. As you'll gain your, because see, there's no end to the cameras and the lenses. Also, you can rent them. You know, there are places in Bombay and everywhere where you can rent your cameras. You can rent your lenses. So I would suggest, please don't go for your heavy duty cameras in the beginning. Gradually, when you proceed, go for it. Then your knowledge is going to, you know, be there. Initially, you can just go for the basic ones. I will, if there is a real inquiry like that, to connect to me on Insta. If there's something, you know, if you have a certain requirement, I will suggest you out there. But like, my tip here is just go for any basic Canon or Nikon, and it should help you out.
That's very nice of you to answer that question. And there's one question on sustainability, ma'am. Actually, it's again been put by Saurabh. It is regarding what happens to the food after it is shot.
I say sorry to God.
Oh,
I say sorry to God after all my shoots, and I mean it. I close my eyes, I say sorry, and I move on. Because see, okay, there's this lovely pup, some pup over there.
Yes.
Okay, so I say sorry. But so like I said, you know, to create that one burger, I probably have bought, say, about 50 buns. I have created a 50 buns. So what do I do with them? It's a good question. I make sure on my way back home from the studio, I distribute it. I create small little burgers for these people, and maybe I don't put all the sauces, and they won't be all that great like your McDonald's, but I try my bit, and I kind of distribute them. I don't let them go waste. So we try and make sure that we work hygienically. My team is really sweet. I have instructions have been always given to them that we do not waste anything, and we kind of segregate everything. We wash it. We make sure our hands are clean. Yes, but the food that actually gets in the process in front of the camera, that I just say sorry. And I feel bad, but can't help it. It's a part of my job.
Great. As we had this mock sessions, and we came to know that your mentors being all men, right from
Yes.
Hemant Abroy to Sanjeev Kapoor to Nitin Tandon.
I'm very
And,
proud of them.
obviously, this people don't know, but we know that you have a Krishna standing behind you.
Yes.
So all
Yes.
men. So how does it feel to be a woman in this men's world? How do you feel in the professional world of yours in food styling?
So my experience with the men has been amazing. All the men who entered my life, right from you, Aniket, you've been so supportive. Let me tell you that. Wilson, Aniket, Harshal, Aditya, you guys have been so amazing. And God knows why, but you know, I love Krishna. I think so by now everybody knows I'm very fond of Bhagavad Gita. And so I'm fond of Krishna. And so I call all of these men my Krishna. You know, again, so Bhagavad Gita, you know, guys, Arjun, if we all know a little bit of Bhagavad Gita, we all are Indians, and trust me, this is amazing. Another request, guys, go out there, start reading Bhagavad Gita. All your questions are answered. Trust me.
Great.
And also Arjuna was always confused and with a lot of dilemmas. What Krishna did, you know, here, he didn't force his choices on him. He made him capable to make his choices.
Great.
To make his choices, to do right things at that right time. So all these Krishnas of my life did not force their choices on me. They made me able to make my choices. That's why I kind of admire them all. Even my Krishna at home, which I mentioned to you, Aniket, is the same. He's never forced me to make my choices. He's not put his choices on me. So all the respect, at least from me, to all the men out there, you know, because not everybody is bad, yeah. Because of a few of them, we can't blame the whole, the gang. We have these beautiful men backing us all the time. Yeah. So all the respect for you, men.
One more thing, which during our mock sessions, we came to know that you have worked 24 hours at a stretch, and then just took a bath, and again you're back on duty. So I want you to tell this to your patrons, to the participants, that it's not an easy life there.
Yes. So this comes. So I'll start with little more detail. So when I started off, I was not so well off, okay, and like all of us have our share of struggles. So I've traveled in the train with my bags and all, and I used to hardly get paid anything. But then I was working not for money. I wanted to learn. So I was ready for hard work. So mentally I was ready. So I feel it is very important that you're mentally ready. Once you are ready here, this is just your physical body. Again, I'm going to on my spiritual path, but your body is just there. You know, it's just it is a carrier who's carrying you. So remember, like whenever you want, you're in any kind of job. I'm just not talking about food styling. Wherever on the earth you are, any kind of job, just prepare yourself here. Calm down, breathe in, breathe out. So this is my experience when I start off my day, and I do that even today. I have started my day at morning 5 o'clock, all set. And obviously I've not had a very good night because I'm all tensed, I'm all worried, and I'm thinking because I have a back-to-back shoot planned. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it, but I know I'm confident that I'm going to pull it on. I pulled my socks on. So my night, I've really slept late preparing myself. I wake up early, start my day at 5 o'clock. I drive down to one of my shoots, and my shoot gets over the next day at 5 o'clock. I wrap up and leave the place at 6 o'clock. I reach home at 7 o'clock, take shower, and sip my coffee, and I've been driving, okay, all this while. And now I realize my social duty or my dharma that I don't want to kind of dash anybody. So I take a driver for my next shoot, and I immediately leave my assistants here. All thanks to my assistants. Okay, I don't want to forget to thank a big thank you and a big shout out to my assistants who are my power, who are my pillars, you know. Without them, I'm nobody. Respect everybody. It's this is very, very important. I'm so sorry I did not. I'm really thankful that and I've got these beautiful people on my back always, and they're there forever with me. None of them have left me actually. Yeah, none of them. They don't want to leave me easily, and even I don't want to leave them.
Great.
Yeah, so thank you guys if you're seeing me, or yeah. So then that's how. And I went for another shoot, and I was only back midnight. So I was awake for more than 36 hours or something. But I was still okay. At the end of the day, I got a night's sleep. I was content. I was absolutely satisfied that I could, actually pull it off really well. Yeah.
Great.
So there's a lot of hard work. Be prepared. Get ready.
That's very nice of you. I'm really happy, that we got you on board. And there's one question from Kanita Bhatti. She asks that if I want to start food styling from home, I think she's a homemaker. She wants some tips from you for food styling at home.
I missed her name.
Her name is Kanita Bhatti.
Hi, Kanita. So I mentioned a few things. So any food that you make, okay, it's a homework I'm giving you. What you have to do, I want you to every single day, no matter what you cook, no matter you think how simple your food is, it could be a roti also. I want you, if you have a mobile phone right now with you, at home, I'm sure, a good little phone. You have a little window. I want you to set a table or a chair, any flat platform near your window. Get any plate. If you have 2 plates at home, no problem. Let's repeat them 100 times until you get it right. Put your food. Try to please yourself. Every time, again, I'm coming to that. Try to tell yourself that you're not going to look at it. You have to feel hungry. You have to feel, oh shit, this is amazing every time. So I'm very famous for this. Okay, I keep praising myself on the shoots. And my photographer was like, all right, there you go. I praise myself. I was like, shit, I'm so good at it. I'm so good. Look at this, guys. What have I done? What have I done today? And they go mad.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Tell yourself,
Nice.
have faith in yourself, create something. And yes, you can mail it to me, you can tag it to me, and we'll improvise. I'll definitely help you out. And it will take time, days, but with your experience, gradually you learn it. Create something, not just sometimes, not sometimes if you want to create something specially for a picture. Put your, it's a learning experience. It will come gradually.
When you talk in the mock sessions, you talk about natural light. I just suggest that they should use.
Oh yes. Like I said, I mentioned actually in the talk also today. Don't depend on your lights at home. In fact, turn them off. Use the natural sunlight. Try to do your shoots in the morning when the sun is just there. The sun is not harsh. That's the right time, depending, where your window is. So you just have to judge your window, your east west kind of that the directions of your house. Depending on that, make sure the light is not too harsh, not too low. At that time, you get the right pictures. So use those lightings. And yeah, two more things I mentioned earlier also. Have any black kind of a paper. You get this hardboard, get that, have that handy, invest in that. It comes very cheap. Sometimes when the light, you feel the light is too much. Go on clicking. Yeah, what's the problem? I mean, it's all, we are all, it is not like before. Earlier used to be those prints, for each picture we used to wait for hours. Now you can click them, you can delete them. Until you get your picture right, go on clicking. So that's the little pro tip. You can use these trainers also sometimes, to cut the light.
Oh, great.
Yeah, these Eid Ka Chand trainers, they come handy sometimes. So keep experimenting. I'm technically not there, but yeah, she can take help sometimes from me. Yeah, she can get in touch with me on my Insta hand.
So before giving the vote of thanks, I would like you to share something about what you told us during our mock sessions. A small, your experience with Amitabh Bachchan.
Okay, Aniket, you caught me. So yeah, like I said, you get exposed and you get to work. You get this opportunity to work with all your favorite, not favorite, which you like, not like, everybody, a chance to work with all the favorite, non-favorite celebrities. My experience with Amitabh Bachchan. Now that's really, I tell these stories to everybody. So I told this to Aniket one fine day, he enjoyed, and now he's making me tell you all. So I went for the shoot for Just Dial. And this was in the beginning when Just Dial was launched and he started endorsing it. So it's an amazing experience, okay? A person like him, like a very big celebrity, all of us like him, respect him. So when he comes, what happens, the atmosphere on the set is like beautiful. It's very tight. Nobody can enter in, enter out. There is track for everything kept, since, it's him over there. And it's pretty justified, isn't it? So the food that he eats comes from home. However, he's knowing that he's not going to eat the food. Still, there is food. There is Goa Portuguesa, there's Pizza Hut, there's McDonald's, everybody over there. And so instead of him, all of us enjoy eating that food. And so the script was, chole bhature. Now here the trick was, I was supposed to prepare this bhatura. All of us know, it's a North Indian bread, bhatura, which is ovalish, and it pops up so beautifully. Now again, puffing up is easy, but keeping it puffed for long is a trick. Now it's too lengthy a trick for me to mention here. We'll definitely cover it sometimes later. So here the idea was, the script was that he has to do this poop, and Mr. Bachchan arrived. And my baturas are ready, almost like 50 baturas, and my Maharaj is ready out there with his kadai and karchi and everything. I'm standing right next to him when I'm sitting there, hiding there, because obviously nobody's going to like me in the frame. The film is about him, so only he has to be. So I'm always hiding there down just next to Mr. Bachchan, and we're cracking these. Sometimes he's cracking this little joke with me, and telling that little hi, hello, and and they get really happy. They're so nice to you. Sometimes they realize the importance, and just like Aniket, I don't know about rest of us, but Aniket is overwhelmed with my whole food styling experience. I can see that. So even they are overwhelmed. They really like the whole tricks that get into it, and they really come and ask us, how have you done this? Oh, it's so amazing. And they want to know more and more about it. And it's fun. So Mr. Bachchan finally decides that he doesn't want to do it. So I'm ready with my 50 baturas. My Maharaj is ready to make another 100, because you don't know which batura is going to be so lucky today for Mr. Bachchan to touch him and do the poop. And he decides to just change the script. And baturas never come on the screen. Now the bicharas baturas, they're really sad because they never got to come on the screen that day. However, I get paid, I come happily back home. The baturas are a little sad at the end of the day. And then these baturas are given to the people out there. I've been feeding them, so they never went waste. So that's the little batura story with Bachchan, with Mr. Bachchan, and my happiness.
That's very nice. Actually, your aura spoke everything in your webinar.
Thank you so much.
I always believe, when जब आप खुद की तारीफ करते हो, then what beautiful it is. Automatically the world starts looking it the way you want to look at it. So I'm really inspired by your talks today. I would like to first of all start thanking Wilson sir. I would like to thank Harshal before Wilson sir also, because he was the one who bought in you. I think those who could not attend this session in the beginning, Trupti is a batchmate of Harshal sir. And thank you,
Yes.
Harshal sir, for getting her in. And we really had a very good time, spiritually as well as it was full of entertainment, full of learning. Already she has given, Trupti has given all of us an activity. We are going to perform, we are going to remove photographs, and we are going to tag her on her Insta handle. Can you please mention your Insta handle to all of us, Trupti?
So it's Trupti Food Styling. I really request you guys do that. Let's get going. Let's not end our relationship here. We can get going. Do that little experiment at home and tag a picture which you think is the best to me. Let's see. We'll work on it further. All right. Let's get in hands. Let's come and work together.
Okay, so thank you, Tripti, thank you very much. And finally, I would like to thank our backhand support, Aditya Joshi sir, for keeping the webinar going on and getting the slides on and the music and the videos on. So Tripti, looking forward to meet you and also looking forward to meet Krishna very soon.
Very, very soon. Yes.
Okay.
So and thank you so much. I have to thank Harshal. Harshal, thank you so much for this opportunity. Aniket, you've been wonderful, wonderful. Actually, your aura has kept me going, You're so amazing that it has kept me going. You've been so great. Aditya, Wilson, thank you so much. And the whole Bharati Vidyapit team, thank you for this opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And thank you everyone, Thank you everyone, all of us here. And one more small mention, actually noticed a few of my teachers here, my hotel management teachers. So thank you so much. I hope I was good. All my teachers out there, I hope I was good. I was actually nervous to perform in front of them. So thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Tripti. We'll meet
It was
again.
a lovely session. Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.